Hi everyone. In today's video, as I continue to train and work towards that event on the 31st of October to raise funds for the charity Sense for deafblind children, I took another insight from the session that I was having this morning, and that's what I want to talk about today. My name's Simon from Sterling Business Coaching, and as many of you will know, and you can find out more information in the ticker that's going across the bottom, that I'm doing an 8-hour exercise cycle ride, continuously 8 hours on an exercise bike. During a work day, I'm going to do my networking, I'm going to do my business client sessions, all whilst exercising and raising money for the incredible charity Sense, who care for deaf-blind children, their parents and their carers as well. But this morning I was doing a gospel ride with an instructor called Cliff Dwenger, who likes to be called Cliff. And during this ride we were doing a hill climb. And during this hill climb we really cranked up the resistance on this workout. And the cadence was quite low. It was about 50-60 cadence and 40-50 on the resistance. And it was really hard work and I was really struggling. And then he said, right, now I want you all to stand up and sprint, leaving the resistance on the wheel. Sprint against the resistance. And that made me think about how many times in our life and business do we feel that we're pushing that boulder up the hill, that we're pushing hard, and how on earth are we ever going to get to the top? Well, Cliff asked us to do a 30-second sprint to increase the cadence from 50 to 60 to 90 to 100. And I thought, that's madness. I'm never going to be able to do that. But I gave it a go, and sure enough, after a few turns of the wheel, the cadence built up. And for 30 minutes, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was absolutely shattered, out of breath, sweating buckets. But I managed to sprint. I managed to get the sprint done and get to the end of the 30 seconds. And in business, we very often have something that feels like the boulder being pushed up the hill, something that's pushing back, something that's giving us resistance. And what I would suggest that you do is that you have a think about how you can actually, like the guys at the bottom here, get started and think, do you know what, I'm just going to get this done. You know, Brian Tracy talks about eat that frog. Don't just eat it quickly. Sprint, get it done. Sprint against the resistance. So if you've got anything in your business, make sure you do that. And you think about these kids. These kids have incredible resistance. They're either losing or have lost their eyesight, their hearing. You know, I can't imagine what it must be like for an infant, or as you see in these images, somebody older, to be able to be taught to communicate with both the items of difficulty of blindness and deafness. But they do, and we should in our business, we should in our lives. And of course we can help these people by supporting me using the ticker that's going across the bottom and help me reach my 1,000+ target. Now, interestingly enough, I'm going to be spending 8 hours in the saddle during the networking and during client sessions. And I am going to build up that resistance as the day goes on. But a bit like the marathon, it would be good to finish that on a sprint at the end, that last 100 meters, that last 10 minutes, to sprint and get to the end of that 8 hours. And of course, likewise, on the fundraising, it would be great, it's being a slow build, getting people to donate, whether it's £5 or £10, you can donate in dollars as well, whatever currency you have. You can just go to the Just Giving page and search for Simon Meadows. But it would be really good to be able to push and sprint on the fundraising activity at the end. And I want you to take this insight from my experience of raising money for what's here on the side of me, 8 hours of business on a Peloton bike ride, which is how I'm going to track it. So you know that I'm going to do this. But how can you in your business, how can you in your life take something that's big resistance and actually that you could achieve just by putting that extra effort in, doing what you think is the impossible and sprinting that last section. Push against that resistance and don't just push harder, push faster. Okay, that's what this is about. Getting it over the line, sprinting against the resistance. I didn't think I could do it. I know there's many times in business that I've not thought I could do something, but not only have I just pushed on, it's time to accelerate, and that's what this reminded me of. It's time to sprint. So have a think about what you've got in the business at the moment. What project, what initiative, perhaps it's a person, perhaps it's a something, perhaps it's a new idea, it's a concept. But what could you do to actually not just keep plodding along, pushing the boulder up the hill, but what could you do right now as the guys are in the bottom here to think, right, okay, we're going to sprint, we're going to get this done. Scrum talks about this in the book by, I always want to say Kevin Sutherland, and other people do as well. Basecamp use this. Lots of people think about the opportunity of sprinting to get a project over the line, to break through that resistance. So I'm going to stop talking about that. You've got the link. If you want to know how you can support me in my sprint to the finish of this fundraising, as I get into the final couple of weeks before that, then please go to that Just Giving page or just search for Simon Meadows on Just Giving as well. That would be absolutely great. And support me the best you can. The other way you can support me is drop some comments below this. Wherever it's happening, wherever you're watching this, drop some comments. Tell us what you've done for charity. Tell us what you're going to sprint against. Tell us what's the resistance that you're working on overcoming right now. And if there's anything you want to promote that you're doing, please put that into the comments below as well. And as always, thank you for watching this. I hope this insight has given you something to think about, and I will see you on the next post or the next video. Bye for now.